She's the Executive Director of the Faribault Area Senior Center. Todd Marksman is with us as well. Well, it's not often that we get to visit with the legendary Todd Marksman, who's in the studio as well. Hi, Todd.
Morning, Gordy. How are you?
I'm doing very well. You're the co-chair of this capital campaign, right?
Yeah, the steering committee. Yeah, helping out, and really exciting for Faribault. It's great.
Unlike
project.
you're my age, so I know you're not, super old.
We're the same age, Gordy. Yeah.
Aren't we?
Youngsters.
57?
Not quite, but getting there. I'll catch up to you someday, maybe.
In a couple months, I'll be 57.
Okay. I'm only 55, so now everyone knows.
Oh, I thought we were the same age. I'm sorry, I'm older than you.
Yeah, you're much older and wiser, better looking.
Wow, I wouldn't go that far in any of those categories. Mona's not going to even comment on that because she doesn't want to get in trouble.
Well, I'm older than both of you, so I'm staying out of this.
You're color coordinated today, though. Both are wearing purple. You had a purple folder in front of you. Is purple the color for the senior campaign?
Ooh, we don't have a themed color, but we should consider that. I wish I would have thought of that before.
No, that's okay. I love your invitation, though.
Thank
very
you.
Festive.
It's celebration, isn't it? It looks very festive. The theme of the capital campaign is celebrating seniors, and that's what that invitation certainly represents.
Yeah, I got balloons all over it. Now, I just want to clarify something here. Yeah. This is invitation only, right?
Correct. Although invitations are extremely easy to get, but we do have to have people get a reservation, have a sign up with their phone number. We can't have walk-ins come to this event or set up where we will have table assignments. So, yeah, call us, send me an email, and we will get you on a table.
Now, I'm going to assume that businesses purchase tables.
Well, it's not set up quite like that. We do have table captains, so we have some of our steering committee members, our board members, and they're filling tables of 10 people as well as other of our membership. And people will be assigned or sit with them, but they're not purchasing tables. It's not that kind of a format.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, it's a fundraiser, right? Yeah. It's a kickoff capital campaign. The more money, the merrier.
Yeah, well, because it's a free event, people are invited to come. They do have to, admission is free, but there's no cost. So people can come. They will have an opportunity to give at the end of the event, but there's no cost to attend. So if somebody would like to give a little bit or a lot, that is going to give, they will have that chance.
Sure. The event sponsored by an anonymous donor, I see here.
Correct, and that makes it free for those people in attendance.
Could be a meal? No,
it's a sampling is how we're structuring it. We do have the vendors on the invitation. F Town Brewery will be offering samples. Faribault Liquor, Fairway Foods is arranging wine sampling. The Cheese Caves will be there. Ginger Spice Bakery and Sweet Surprises Bakery will also be there giving free samples. So it's not a sit-down dinner. It's not a meal, but there will be lots of samples for people to have.
Doors will open at 6. Now, you said the tickets are easy to get, so if somebody listening doesn't know any of your captains, how do they get invited?
Call the Senior Center. That's the best way to do it. We do have sign-up sheets at the Senior Center. It's not just seniors or Senior Center members. This is open to anybody. I know that a lot of our steering committee members are inviting their friends, their family. It's open to anybody at any age that wants to find out more about the project, that wants to get in on this party. Right now, we have 170 people signed up, so we'd like to get another 100 for sure before the event on November 10th.
Yeah, it is November 10th.
Yeah.
So, Todd, your thoughts on all this?
Well, the theme is celebrating seniors, but I'd like to say it's celebrating Faribault.
Yeah.
And so it's all about great growth and the potential that's here in Faribault. And this is just a great project. And so, as Mona said, you don't have to be a senior. It's not just about the seniors here in Faribault. It's about expansion within Faribault. And so I'm coining it myself, celebrating Faribault.
I like that. We're going to begin today on our AM Minnesota program. Todd Marksman is with us. He is the co-chair of the capital campaign here, celebrating seniors. Mona Kaiser is with us, the executive director of the Faribault Area Senior Center. You're on the steering committee. You're the co-chair of the steering committee, the capital campaign, or both, Todd?
I don't know if it makes a big difference, but yeah, helping out on the steering committee and just part of this whole campaign.
Sure.
It's been a lot of fun. The reason that I'm involved is I got involved 6 months ago or better when we started talking about this project here in Faribault, and I thought, you know, what level of interest might I have? And as I got involved and saw all the energy and the community stepping up and supporting this project and the people involved, and we've got over 50 people, Mona, volunteers on the different committees that have been busy for the last 6 months pulling all this together, and it's just great being a part of this project and seeing what Faribault really can do.
And I like what you said before the break, Todd. This is a celebration of Faribault. It's not just a celebration of seniors. This is going to be a multi-generational.
Absolutely. Yep, and we're all aging and may end up using these facilities as we age, but these people at the senior center helped raise us. They took care of us, made Faribault a great place for us to grow up, and now as they need some facilities and help, what a great way for us to give back to them in a way that we can.
Yeah.
One of the things that I always like to tell people is that why people ask me, well, why should I give to this? And this has nothing to do with me. This is not a place I'm going to go to. And that may be the case at this point in your life, but as Todd said, as we age, there may be different interests and different opportunities that we're going to be looking for. And the senior center in its present form doesn't have those opportunities. We are hoping to add a larger coffee shop. We are hoping to have a fitness room, better program space. And those are things that tomorrow's seniors, today's baby boomers, are going to be looking for, and we don't have that now, and those are the things that we are putting into this expansion. So we're preparing for what tomorrow's seniors are going to want.
Well, like I say, all of us have a goal in life to get old. I mean, you know what the alternative is. So isn't that the goal of everybody, to become a senior?
Sure, and to enjoy those senior years as we're older and can enjoy those times that we grew up dreaming of. And so the other part that's really great about this project is it's not just the senior center. It's tied into the Faribault Community Services, the whole Buckham Library area down there. And so for those times during the day and during the weekends that the senior center isn't occupying the space, the Faribault Community Services will be using that space, the City of Faribault for a lot of programming and outreach and what they can do. So it's really a project for Faribault and not just the seniors or the senior center here in Faribault.
Yeah, that's why I said it's multi-generational, Mona. I can see organizations like, well, our Straight River Stroll Committee, for example. You may have a conference room where we could meet, that sort of thing.
Right. There are some needs that the City of Faribault have right now that we can offer to them. The fitness room that we are putting in will give them extra space for maybe some classes that they can't offer right now, and so we're putting up the building, but the city is also going to have access to that space. And we have a development agreement that has been signed by the City Council and by the Senior Center Board of Directors, which lays out all of the specifics of the agreement.
Just for those who may not have heard,
Yeah.
could you briefly summarize what the expansion, the size of it, plans on?
The building, the expansion in our estimation, preliminary plans to build an 11,000 square foot building. Right now we have 5,500 square feet in our current senior center. The expansion will be another 11,000. We will be going to the west. The City of Faribault owns those houses and that property, and part of the development agreement gives us that property. So we will go to the west. Our entrance will be off of First Avenue instead of Division Street, so we have a little safer access. We will be adding offices, coffee shop, program space, fitness space, and then a little remodeling of the space that we have currently for different use.
You see some high tech coming into the building because the baby boomer generation is going to want that availability.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm hoping to have a bank of computers where people can check their email, look at the newspaper, whatever, watch KDHL stream AM Minnesota, or
Wow.
those great things.
I'm thinking, Wi-Fi, that sort of thing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Should be available.
absolutely. We have one person right now that actually brings her laptop from home and accesses the Wi-Fi that we have available today. So
it is available right now.
it is. Yep, it is. We do have Wi-Fi there. She just logs in and checks her email or whatever she wants to do that she doesn't have access to at home.
Yeah, that'll be commonplace in the future, won't it, Mark? I mean, Todd.
Yep, and so we're tripling the size of the facility that we're having there, and another great feature will be the canopy, drive-up canopy. So as seniors come up and they need that access to the facility, they're not going to be standing out in the elements and can easily get in and out of the facility for their needs.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about the sleet slicking the sidewalk on the way to the
Yep.
door.
That is one of the things right now that I don't think we have the best for our membership is we don't have a covered entrance. Our front door has an automatic door opener, but it's aging and it doesn't always work as well as we would like, so that's certainly an improvement that we want to make. A place also where people can be dropped off closer to the door. Right now you have to park pretty far away, and for people that have some mobility concerns, it's not ideal, and so we want to make sure we take care of that.
I'm trying to remember. The doors are big enough for wheelchairs, right, currently?
Right now, yep, they are. They do. And like I said, we do have an automatic door opener on one side, but it can be kind of temperamental depending on the weather, so
Sure.
We certainly have to upgrade that.
And that will be part of this project.
Right, and the Senior Center's been very responsible in preparing to get to this place that we're at today and moving forward. They've been putting money away in a capital campaign for quite some time so that they can put in a good boost to get this going and planning ahead. And so it's not one of these things that we're just looking at the community to help launch into this, but the seniors for many years have been looking forward to this and putting away money in a capital campaign to boost the campaign.
And they put it in some sort of an interest-bearing account. I'd like to know where that is, too.
Yeah, I would too, Gordy. Unfortunately, the interest-bearing accounts aren't providing much of a return anywhere today.
No.
And we'd like to see that change in our economy, but right now that's where we're at.
Of course, Todd is a banker, for those who don't know, over at Reliance Bank here in town.
Thank you, yes. Out on Highway 21, and really enjoy that and being part of the community, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's why when Mona or whoever approached you about being on this committee, you got involved because you guys like to be involved in the committee,
That's exactly right, Gordy. Where our bank is located is about as far as you can get from downtown, and so many people think, well, why is Reliance Bank involved in downtown? But we know that the community is looking forward in our 25-year plan. Downtown is a big part of the plan and where we want to strengthen the community, and so we know at Reliance Bank that as Faribault grows and does well, downtown has a lot to do with that, and the Senior Center anchors the south end of downtown, and what better place to start than doing this expansion right here in Faribault.
In November 10th is the kickoff celebration. Sounds like you're going to have a lot of fun, too. I was able to sit in on a meeting with the organizers of this, and those young ladies know what they're doing.
Yes, yes. We do have a capital campaign firm that's helping guide us through this entire process, and Laura and Ellen have given us some great direction. Just in case anybody doesn't know this yet, but our MC for this kickoff event is Gordy Cosville from KDHL.
You want people to come. You shouldn't have said that. No.
I'm just so thankful that you agreed to do this for us, Gordy. You know, you're comfortable and you're well known in this community, and you putting your support behind it means a lot to us, so I appreciate that.
And we'll help you, Gordy.
Okay. I need a lot of help. You know that.
Todd's going to be on the program. I'm going to be on the program, so you'll be surrounded by all kinds of local people. So.
Well, you know, it would really be neat, Todd, and I don't know, this may be thinking way out of left field, but I think it'd be very cool if we raised enough money that night to turn the shovels.
And that very well could happen, Gordy, and let's not get the cart ahead of the horse
No.
here too far, but
No.
this is going to be a great celebration. I think people are really going to be pleased to see how far along we already are and how far we can go here with this project. So that night at the American Legion here in Faribault on November the 10th is going to be quite a celebration. It's going to be a great evening.
Yeah, I tell you what, if we get there, I probably should get some champagne.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, we could celebrate that.
Well, we got the music all lined up to kick it off, so we'll be doing celebrate.
Well, sure. You got the disco ball in there, too?
Yeah. So, anyway, you know, I also wanted to make sure that I talked a little bit about the steering committee people. You know, Todd right here sitting next to me is not been involved in the senior center, but his involvement in this project shows that he's a cheerleader of Faribault.
Sure.
And that's what the steering committee has also been doing. They're not necessarily involved in the senior center today, but they realize the value and they're a cheerleader for Faribault, which translates into this project as well. So anything that is good for Faribault, they're putting their time into. We have terrific committee members besides Todd. We've got Dick Carlander helping us, and we've got Scott Bolt helping us, and Kathy Hoban, and Jack Clayson, and Clarence Anderson, and Marion Anderson, and all kinds of other really fabulous people. 50 people, seriously, 50 people have helped us with committees, and I shouldn't start naming names because there's so many people that have helped, but I'm just so appreciative of the fact that they're buying into this and helping us get this going. $2.1 million, that's the goal. And we will be announcing at the kickoff on November 10th how much we've raised so far. So it's going to be great fun.
Is it realistic for me to think we could put it to bed on the kickoff night?
You know, we've got some great contributors that are already helping us and that will be there that day. You never know where the money's going to come from, and it's our job to show that we need it and that it's a worthwhile, reasonable project. So that will be our goal, and to show people that and make them be interested in donating.
And Mona Kaiser is the executive director of the Faribault Area Senior Center. Todd Marksman is on their committee. They're celebrating Seniors Capital Campaign. Kickoff celebration is on Tuesday, November 10th at the Faribault American Legion. Doors will open at 6. Program is at 6:45. They'll have free samplings beginning at 6. Which is a good idea, by the way.
Good.
We're going to have wine, beer, cheese, and treats.
Yeah, chocolate. Absolutely.
Get them on that chocolate high, and then...
Gordy, you were wondering if we could meet that goal on that night.
Do you think?
I was just kind of thinking that if you cracked your piggy bank, maybe that would put us
Me?
over the top.
The pennies in my piggy bank wouldn't do much for you.
Or maybe the community, and looking at what a great project this is, and the community steps up to the plate here.
But if everybody in the community
Right.
cracked their piggy bank,
Exactly.
that's the whole idea behind this.
Yes. Yes.
Fantastic.
There are different ways that people are going to have the chance to give to this event, or to give to the project, I'm sorry. You know, of course, there's your standard cash and check, and
Sure.
people will certainly, that's going to be the main way that people are going to be able to give. And it doesn't have to be a check right away that'll cover your entire gift, but we are going to be taking pledges. People can do a pledge, a 3- or a 4-year pledge, even if they'd like to. So if you believe that this is something you want to give, and maybe a little larger gift, you can spread it out over a couple of years, and we're hoping that people will look at it that way. Along with cash or checks, you know, we also have an account set up where we will accept stock from people. We had an interest from a party that said that they have some oil stock that they would like to give us. So we do have the means set up to accept stock. Of course, any other assets that people would like to give us, we also have the means to do that as well. So making sure that people realize that there are different ways to give. We have a PayPal account, so you can go on our website, Celebrating Seniors Capital Campaign, And you can just do it PayPal. So if you're listening to this radio program and you think you want to give, go to our Celebrating Seniors Capital Campaign website. There's a PayPal link, and you can make a PayPal contribution right online. So we even have all of those electronic means in place for people.
Yeah, make it easy. Keep it simple. The KISS method.
I like it.
That makes sense, doesn't it? You have to have all those options these days.
Absolutely, and don't for once think that these seniors aren't active in understanding and knowing how to pull these things off. Some sharp people and helping us all through this project.
Yeah. Well, as we mentioned multiple times, if you don't get anything else out of this show, this facility benefits the entire community, not just the seniors.
That's correct, and it's all for Faribault, and if everyone pulls together, it's going to be a great project. The other thing that Mona mentioned is that if you do make pledges over the period of time of the campaign, and so the income comes in over time, we have made the decision that we're not going to start this project until we have all the money pledged and in place. And so we're not going to stick our toe in the water and start the project until we know that the entire project is pledged for and in place.
This is tax deductible. It's a 501c3, right?
Yeah, the Senior Center is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we will make sure that people get a documentation of their gift as soon as it's made, so that you can use that as a deduction on your taxes.
I mean, that's not the reason people do it, but it's kind of nice to know, right?
It's an added very interest that people have in why they give, so very, very important.
One of the things too, and maybe Todd can explain this better than I can, but there are ways that people can take a distribution from their investments, and it can be given to us without some complicated tax, without some tax breaks. Is that right?
Yeah, and so there are those seniors that are out there that
So
have
your
minimum distribution that you have to give every year or take every year based on your age. This is maybe one way that you'd like to help a win-win, because you're going to have to take that minimum distribution anyway, and therefore the idea behind the minimum distribution by the government is so that we pay some taxes, and so you're required from your nest egg there to be taking money and spending it. But if you're taking the money in this instance and you're giving it away to this 501c3, the tax consequence is not there, and so it's a good way for people to avoid that tax consequence of taking their minimum distribution, where they end up having to take more money just to pay the taxes. In this case, they wouldn't have to take that; they can just give the gift to the senior center.
So you're talking about an IRA here.
Right, right. Yep.
I think that's a really interesting and a really important point that people should know about. In fact, we had somebody at one of our other presentations ask that, and a lot of others in attendance were not aware that if you made that gift to a nonprofit, that you don't have that tax implication. So if you have questions, make sure that you check with your tax preparer or your bank, and they can kind of guide you through that. But you know, Todd explained it really well. So
Yeah.
I think that's a really neat way, and I hope people will consider that, especially at the end of the year now.
I was just thinking, you know, my dividends that I get from various stocks, I actually do get a few dividends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, put that in a little kitty and donate that.
There you go.
It's not money that I'm currently using. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly.
So it'd be a somewhat painless way of benefiting the senior capital campaign.
Great idea, Gordy, and that's the way it's going to work. People thinking about that and seeing where they can painlessly give to a great project, it becomes a win-win. And so from a tax perspective, you do win, because you save on those taxes.
This, in my mind, is kind of like planting that young tree that'll be here long after you're gone. You know what I'm saying? This building is going to be here for decades.
That's correct.
Long after I am cremated and you are gone and Mona is gone, that building will still be here serving other generations. Your grandkids, your great-grandkids.
I think I've used that example a lot. You know, people ahead of us built buildings and put projects in place, the Buckham Library or schools, and they've done that for people that came after them. So this is some way that others can do that too. We all sit under trees that under the shade of trees we did not plant, and this is a example of that. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up, because I love using that example.
Well, that whole complex is like a cornerstone of the community, don't you think, Todd? I just love the fact that we have a senior center connected to a fitness center, connected to a library. It's perfect.
Right, and if it wasn't for the gifts of the Buckham family back when the library was built, you know, a century ago, we wouldn't have that today. And so today we're looking for those people that want to be a part of the future of Faribault for many, many years down the road.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to the big kickoff celebration on November 10th. I promise I won't sing.
All right.
We want people there.
Make sure that people understand it, that they can get an invitation, no matter who you are. Call the senior center and get your name on a list, and we'll make sure that we add you. This is open to the public, no age limit, and it's a free event, but we are not doing walk-ins. We can't take walk-ins at the door, but easy, easy, easy to get your name on a list. Just call the senior center, 332-7357, and we're here every day.
So this RSVP by Monday, is that firm?
Well, we would like to get that done. The event is coming up real soon, but as soon as people can get that to us would be, you know, ideal.
Okay, they'd like it by Monday.
Monday, November 2nd. The event is November the 10th.
Correct.
Tuesday, November the 10th.
Yeah, the event is Tuesday, November 10th at the Faribault American Legion. Doors open at 6. They would like to have a count by Monday.
We would like to get our final numbers, but there is an extension actually on the invitation, because the invitation is going into our newsletter, which people are receiving now, so we're going to give them a few extra days.
Super. Thanks, Mona. Look forward to the 10th.
Thank you for participating and for having us on today.
I'm going to have to break out my dancing shoes.
Maybe a tie.
Well, maybe a tie, yeah. We're going to celebrate on that night, don't you think?
Very true.
Yeah, we're gonna uncork some champagne. That concludes today's edition of AM Minnesota.